messed up the child's head, created a monster, a ruthless monster. It's a shame, who's to blame? Look what they done. Now look at this kid, the son of no one. How will they turn out? You wanna know? Heartless, ruthless, a murder bro. Mind shifted, lifted another one. Damn, another young gun, smoke when the nigga's done. Moved across town, living with his aunt. A little shady shack on the top of a restaurant. Acting the fool, made his own rules. Down the block, there's a spot where his cousin pump rocks. He put him on, things went wrong, you know the song. He got strong, word is born. Living rugged, money loving, started bucking. Blessing the whole town with his trigger hugging. People scared to death of him, the night you put one in ya. Started getting rich doing hits in Virginia. In every precinct, there's a wanted poster. Now he's known as a damn body roaster. The nigga's heartless. Heartless dude. In other words, I'm heartless. In other words, I'm heartless dude. In other words, I'm heartless. Heartless dude. In other words, I'm heartless. In other words, I'm heartless dude. In other words, I'm heartless. Heartless, meaning of the wicked. What a one-way ticket. If it's thicker than your mouth, he gon' lick it. For no reason at all, they put you to rest. So you better wear your vest for the ones they call heartless. Or better yet, stay home. Cause they ain't aiming at your chest, boy, they aiming at your